in our balasana, our child's shape, I welcome you to take one breath in and out. And then as you inhale, you might begin to shift yourself forward into a tabletop shape. And then as you exhale, you could take your right foot and draw it up, planting it on the outside of your right hand. Inhale, you might stay here, or you might lift the chest, lift the hands, perhaps bringing the hands to heart center, or perhaps reaching them up overhead for a low lunge. And then exhale to release the hands back down. And then inhale to send the right foot back. Exhale to shift back into our child shape, balasana. So that was a Tibetan sun salutation. We'll take the other side. One breath per movement, however you choose to move at your own pace. So I'll guide us through, and you decide how you would like to move, what kind of pace you'd like. You choose. With your next inhale, perhaps you shift yourself forward into a tabletop. And with your exhale, you could draw the left foot forward this time, planting it on the outside of the left hand. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you inhale and lift up. Your choice of hand placement. Slow exhale takes your hands back down to the earth. And an inhale can send the left foot back. And an exhale to shift the hips back, finding balasana, child's shape. We'll continue moving in this rhythm for a few more rounds. Inhaling forward into tabletop. Exhale, maybe you draw your right foot up if you're ready to. Option 2, inhale and lift the chest. Maybe you lift the arms. And a slow exhale down. Taking your time, you set the pace. Inhale to send your right foot back. And an exhale to find your version of balasana. When you're ready to inhale, you could find your way forward. And an exhale to draw the left foot forward. Option to inhale and lift. Maybe reach on up, finding length through the spine. And an exhale in your own timing to plant the hands on the earth. And an inhale to send the left foot back. And an exhale to find our balasana, child shape. Option to stay right here in your choice of balasana, or if you'd like, you could find a downward facing dog. So you might shift forward into a tabletop, perhaps tucking your toes and inhaling, keeping the knees bent maybe if you'd like a little bit of space, and shifting the hips up towards the sky. Option here to walk out your feet, walk out your dog in this downward facing dog. If your hamstrings are feeling really tight, you might choose to send your feet to the left and right side edges of your mat. So taking a little bit of a wider stance, creating a little bit more space for your body to open, taking as much time as you'd like here. And if child's pose or down dog do not feel supportive to your body, and you'd like maybe something in the middle, a third option is to come into a tabletop shape and then walking your hands forward, finding just half strength engagement in your core. Walking your hands nice and away from you, and then allowing the chest, the heart to come down towards the earth. Perhaps you allow your forehead to rest on the mat. So 3 options here. You have child's shape, you have Adho Mukha Savasana, which is downward facing dog, or you have the in-between, which is puppy shape. And so wherever you decide to be in this moment, I invite you to be all there for the next 4 breaths. So 4 inhales and 4 exhales. Permission to change your mind at any time. Two more breaths. Last one. If you are in child's shape or puppy shape, I invite you to make your way into a tabletop shape. And however you'd like to meet me at the top of your mat, you might begin, if you are in down dog, bending into your knees and taking the gaze forward, and then walking your feet forward. If you are in tabletop shape, you might explore something similar, creating a little bit of space, maybe kneeling or coming into this forward fold, however you like. An option here to have your feet maybe as wide as your hips. However, you can have your feet even as wide as your mat. You might even explore bending into the knees a little bit, especially as we continue to open up our hamstrings, creating a little bit of space for your body. With your next inhale, option to stay here in this forward fold, or you might explore placing your hands on your shins or even on your blocks and finding a halfway lift as we lengthen through the spine. Perhaps your gaze is at the floor. And an exhale. Perhaps you stay in the halfway lift, or perhaps you find a forward fold again. Stay here as long as you like. And whenever you're ready to come out of this forward fold, I invite you to inhale, bend into your knees, and rise, coming all the way up, maybe even sweeping your hands up overhead. And an exhale, your hands could come down to heart center. Pausing here for just a moment. Maybe you take a cleansing breath in and out. Exhaling out of the mouth. Checking in. Noticing how you feel in this moment. Perhaps even drawing your attention to your feet and where they are planted on the floor, or even into your fingertips or your palms if your hands are at heart center together. Just noticing this connection. For one more breath. And if you are ready to continue moving, because you can stay here longer if you like, but if you are ready, I welcome you to come to the top of your mat. If you have a blanket on your mat, you might explore moving it to the side as we prepare to visit a warrior one. And if you know that a warrior one is something that your body is maybe not ready for, or something that it doesn't prefer, then you could always revisit the low lunge. And if so, you would leave the blanket on your mat if you wanted that support. So preparing for our warrior one, I welcome you to come to the top of your mat. I'm going to start on my right side. However, you can start on any side you want. And the left foot, you might take to the left side of your mat, taking a little bit of a wider stance and sending your right foot back behind you, more toward the right side edge of your mat. And you don't have to take such a wide stance, but if you know that maybe you need a little bit of space, like I do right now, then this is an option. Option to place your hands on your hips, maybe even moving into your hips a little bit just to start exploring, noticing, maybe bending into your knee a little bit, your front knee, observing how your body feels in this stance. And once you feel stable and secure, because if you don't, you can make adjustments depending on what you need. But once you do feel ready, you might begin to bend into your left knee, your front knee, whichever knee that is, and allow your right leg to extend down towards the floor. Option to bring your hands to heart center, or option to inhale and reach your arms up overhead. Warrior one. If you would like a little bit more of alignment details, your left foot, your front foot is facing straight forward, and your back foot is coming in kind of at a 90-degree angle. And your right heel, your back heel, might come down to the floor, and it might not. And that's okay, especially as we're still opening up. And then noticing your hips here, you can apply any direction you want here, whatever feels welcome to your body, whatever you'd like to explore. You might even explore allowing the hips to come forward towards the top of your mat. Maybe they do a little bit, maybe they kind of face somewhere in between. That's all right. How does it feel in your body to be in this shape? That's what's important here. What is going on in the sensations of your body? Option to leave your arms lifted or maybe at heart center. Or if you'd like to join me for 3 cactus breaths, 3 lion's breaths, then you could inhale and reach your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, option to bend into the elbows and breathe out through your mouth. Perhaps you join me for 2 more, inhaling up and exhale. Last one. Inhale to reach up and exhale. Option to bring your hands down to the earth, or you could simply step your back foot forward if you'd like to skip. And send your left foot back. And you might find a child's pose here, or you might find a puppy shape, which is walking the hands forward and allowing your head and heart to come towards the mat, or you might find a down dog. So 3 choices here. What do you prefer? What is your body asking for? There is no wrong choice. It's simply what is going to allow you to be with your body as you are in this moment. For 1 more breath. And with your next inhale, if you are ready to do the other side, to take warrior one on the other side, you might begin to find your way forward into a forward fold towards the top of your mat or anywhere else. Maybe you bend into your knees a little bit. If you're ready for a halfway lift, maybe you find one on an inhale, lengthening through the spine, finding lots of space here, and an exhale to forward fold. If you're ready to come to standing, I'll meet you there, inhaling up, Exhale, option, bring your hands down to your sides or to heart center. And we'll explore the other side. So you could take your right foot to the right side edge of your mat. Left foot can send back. Maybe you take it to the left side of your mat. And just as we did the first time, you might take some time, might take a moment to kind of move into your body. Maybe you lunge in and out of your front knee. Maybe you kind of move your hips around a little bit. You might hear my dog in the background. So taking some time, and then your choice of hand placement. So you could bring your hands to heart center, or maybe you inhale and reach them up overhead. An option to join me for 3 more cactus arms with lion's breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Bending through the elbows, maybe even drawing the arms back a little bit as you draw your heart space forward. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Perhaps you join me for 1 more. Inhaling the arms up. And then exhale to send the arms down toward the earth if you're ready to leave this shape. You could send the right foot back and then choosing child's pose, puppy shape, or down dog, or any other shape of your choice here. If those 3 options are not what your body wants to do right now, you could choose a different shape. For 3 rounds of breath. What do you feel here? What do you feel in your body? And where do you feel it?